What if I told you that their own son was the source of the most startling scandal in Atlanta's history of love and hip-hop, rather than Rasheeda or Kirk's ugly, unfaithful past? Hold on tight, family, this isn't your typical reality TV drama. This resembles a plot twist from a Tyler Perry script in real life. Imagine these headlines claiming that Kirk Frost's kid, who shot a well-known rapper, is suddenly free after being shot by Rasheeda. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? He's not now rotting in prison, unlike what you would imagine. How in the world could a young Frost avoid the accusations that would have led any ordinary Atlanta man straight to Fulton County lockup? The judge slammed that gavel and essentially announced, "Case closed. Y'all can go home." Was Daddy Kirk a manipulator? Was Rasheeda using all of that crushed boutique cash to pay some powerful attorneys? Or was there something more sinister about it? We're delving deeply into the controversy that has the internet side-eyeing, typing in all uppercase, and gasping. How could he have gotten away with it? You're not prepared for these receipts, I assure you. Let's go back in time and rewind the entire spectacle. Because, believe me, the rabbit hole is much deeper than what did the Shade Room and TMZ ever care to let you know? To begin with, who is involved? Kyrist, the son of Rasheeda and Kirk Frost, the hip-hop duo that made nasty disputes, family therapy sessions, and infidelity scandals popular, is on one side. TV Gold, rapper Ty Hood, who has more mugs shot than mixtapes, is on the other side. He had such a poisonous reputation that you would assume he was trying out to be the official antagonist of hip-hop and love. Additionally, at the center of shooting, of all things, the entire city of Atlanta debated whether this was justice or just plain celebrity privilege after a confrontation that left one man dead and another free. But let's not mince words. Ty Hood wasn't precisely the local love interest. The man's past reads like a criminal documentary series on Netflix. Allegations of domestic abuse that vanished out of thin air when witnesses abruptly stopped providing information. Accusations of child cruelty. Indeed, yes, you heard correctly. Throwing fists at grown men was not the only offense on this man's rap sheet. He was known to protect his honor with fists, bottles, or whatever weapon was closest during those late-night altercations outside Atlanta bars. In other words, Tude would have been in the Hall of Fame if theater had been a sport. Enter K. Frost, the girlfriend entangled in this whole situation, and the daughter of Rasheeda and Kirk. Neighbors said that Kay had to cope with Tude's aggressive months of tantrums, late-night disputes spilling out into the driveway, screaming battles, and police summoned to the residence. Without the production team, it resembled a reality TV show. And you know what? The situation was already being discussed in whispers. However, as usual, nothing was done until a tragedy occurred. Imagine this then. When Kai arrives, he discovers his sister and Thid engaged in yet another contentious argument. Threats flying, fists raised, voices purportedly tossed. According to witnesses, Tude was brandishing a firearm in addition to ranting. It was tucked into his waistband, according to some. Some claim that he flashed it as if he were trying out for a gangster movie. In any case, Kai's read, the world of the Frost family is irrevocably altered when one event leads to another, and suddenly Tude is on the ground. This is when the juicy part comes. In Atlanta, the system typically doesn't exactly care whether you're a young black man with a pistol and a body dump. Dispense a get-out-of-jail-free card to you. However, after reviewing the facts in Kai's case, the DA essentially shrugs. Self-protection. The case is over. Just freedom, no trial. No protracted legal battle. Naturally, the internet also lost its communal consciousness. Celebrity privilege strikes again. So, we just ignoring the fact that somebody died. People were tweeting things like, if Kai wasn't Rasheeda's son, he'd be under the jail right now. But wait, before you get your pitchforks out, let's look at the receipts. Since the Frost family actually didn't need to bribe judges or utilize coercion, nothing could override the evidence. According to police records, Kay and her pals exchanged text conversations in which she said, "He put his hands on me again." Neighbors who had witnessed Thid threatening her in public said, "I can't take it." Prosecutors did indeed include all of those previous charges in their files. The image suddenly became apparent. This was not a haphazard shooting. A protective brother intervened before his sister's life was in danger. The paradoxes don't stop there though. As the police completed their documentation on self-defense, Tude's family was busy complaining on social media. With tears streaming Down her cheeks, his mother yelled on Facebook that Kai ought to be in prison. His sisters said on Instagram that the Frosts evaded justice by abusing their wealth and notoriety. Then, notice this, they created a GoFundMe page. Indeed, it was a fundraiser for Thud's burial and legal defense, which may have been admirable if half of the proceeds hadn't gone straight into the family's personal bank accounts. Am I implying that they are pursuing influence? As well, the screenshots are self-explanatory. A cousin of Tud even called them out for using his death as a means of profit, and several donations were recorded as reimbursed and dubious remarks were removed. The internet is divided, and Messi doesn't even begin to cover it. On one side, he did what any brother would do to protect his sister, according to the Freak Kai crowd. Fans of the Justice for Thud Brigade, on the other hand, believe the Frosts rigged the system. Rasheeda and Kirk are caught in the middle, grinning for Instagram selfies as if they aren't sitting on the most significant family scandal since Kirk was exposed as an adulterer on national TV. Rasheeda has also been far too silent. Let's face it, she can respond to people who inquire about her skincare brand, but now that her son's name is trending on blogs, she's suddenly silent, untrustworthy. She's either preparing to make one of those lengthy app apologetic messages or she's lawyering up behind the scenes. You are aware of the kind. We want privacy throughout this challenging period while covertly preparing the plot for the upcoming season. Here's the real deal and the reason this scandal isn't going away. The police report was altered, according to witnesses. Yes, keep the word out. The problem is that self-defense was not stated explicitly in the original report. It seemed ambiguous, as if there had been an altercation and one person had died. Suddenly, after a few days and the involvement of lawyers, it read like a classic stand-your-ground scenario. Is it a coincidence or deliberate editing? You make the decision. In any case, Kai was released, and the Frosts are now conducting their regular business. However, this situation raised a lot of issues. To what extent do reality TV personalities actually reside in Atlanta? Did investigators turn a blind eye because of the Frost name? Or was this, for once, a truly exceptional instance of justice? My friends, the solutions are, at best, hazy. And have faith for me, the plot thickens even more in part 2. Wait till you learn about the alleged leaked information, which reveal exactly how far this rabbit hole truly extends. If you thought the shooting was awful, the turmoil in the courtroom over the son of Rasheeda and Kirk Frost had hip-hop and love fans obsessed with each new release. People believed that his future was in jeopardy. The prosecution was making a lot of effort. Before a fair trial could even take place, the media was portraying him as guilty. Furthermore, it was made worse by the rumors on social media. However, the entire story changed in an instant when the unexpected verdict was delivered, clearing the defendant of all charges. Let's now examine how this incredible turn of events transpired, why it rocked the Frost family to its foundation, and what the future holds for Rasheeda, Kirk, and their son. Now let's go back a bit. This instance didn't appear out of nowhere. Tabloids were consuming it for months, making outrageous headlines that gave the impression that the young Frost was going in a dangerous direction. Stories implied that he had become entangled in a crisis far larger than himself, and rumors connected him to the wrong circles. Fans once worried that this would destroy not just his private life but also the hip-hop legacy his parents had worked so hard to establish. Entertainment sector. Here's the problem though. The story was a different story inside the courtroom. According to the prosecution, they had strong evidence that connected him to the incident. However, when it arrived, their entire case fell apart. When it came time to deliver the facts, there was conflicting witness testimony. Under cross-examination, important details that had previously sounded credible completely collapsed, and timelines didn't add up. The fact that the Frost son was not the brains behind anything became clear. He was just not in the proper location at the incorrect moment. It was heartbreaking for Rasheeda to witness all of this happen. Her admirers recognize her as a boss chick, a woman who manages several businesses, ranging from fashion to music. But in private, she was just a mother defending her child. Youngster. All of her strength was put to the test during those courtroom moments. Rasheeda reportedly attended every hearing, making sure not to miss a single detail. There was a mixture of quiet terror and resolve on her face. Kirk Frost, who has faced a lot of public criticism regarding hip-hop and love, took the stage like never before. This was about family, regardless of the tumultuous TV plots and previous drama. According to insiders, Kirk was putting in a lot of effort with legal teams, investing much in constructing a robust case and ensuring his son had every opportunity to defend his name. And let's face it, the pressure of public opinion nearly made things worse. It was brutal on social media. Every action taken by the Frost family was examined. Before the facts were even revealed, their son was being dragged by memes, tweets, and Instagram postings. Anyone could have been broken by that type of pressure, but the Frosts refused to let it. They remained close, unified, and committed to establishing the truth. The courtroom exploded when the judge finally read the words "cleared of all charges." Rasheeda reportedly broke down in tears, releasing all of the feelings she had been suppressing. And Kirk gave his son such a strong hug that it seemed like he would never let go. This was more than simply a legal victory for the family. It was an opportunity to rebuild independence and validation. This is where it becomes even more startling. According to insiders, the prosecution might have hurried the case without conducting its due investigation. Some claim that it was an attempt to use a well-known celebrity child as an example, placing additional pressure on the Frosts just because of their notoriety. Whether accurate or not, supporters are wondering why the prosecution's case fell apart. How much of this experience was driven more by clout-seeking publicity than by true justice? Concentrating on chances for growth, remaining near family, and avoiding the pitfalls that so many famous children fall into. This trial served as a reminder to Rasheeda of the most important things. She has always focused on her brand, her companies, as well as her music. However, she found a new purpose in witnessing her son's struggle for his future. Yes, she wants to preserve her family's heritage, but she also wants to protect her kid from the kind of negativity that nearly destroyed him. Because she conducted herself so gracefully throughout such a storm, many are already lauding her strength and labeling her a real one. For Kirk, this marked a sea change. Hip-hop and love lovers are aware that he hasn't always had the best reputation, with incidents from adultery to intense drama. However, this case revealed a different aspect, a father who sacrificed all to ensure his child had a chance. Regardless of what people previously believed of Kirk, this trial provided him with a unique opportunity to demonstrate his devotion as a father. The most startling aspect is that the story doesn't end even though the Frosts prevailed in this battle. Fans are eager to witness how the family heals from the trauma, both on and off screen. Will this encounter result in more intimate than before? Or will past scars be reopened by the strain of fame, cameras, and unrelenting criticism? The Frost family has demonstrated to the world what it means to remain resilient in the face of adversity. Their son was free to leave, and fans' perceptions of them going ahead can be changed by that one moment alone. No one can dispute that this was one of the most outrageous and surprising announcements to ever hit the love and hip-hop universe. Regardless of your feelings toward them, the consequences of Kirk Frost Jr.'s court casino winning has dominated not only the hip-hop and love scenes but also the broader cycle of celebrity news. What began as a horrifying experience characterized by anxiety, doubt, and a sense of injustice has now evolved into a tale of courage, resiliency, and redemption. However, what occurs when the cameras stop rolling and hashtags stop being used? The real tale starts at this point. This wasn't merely a reality TV plot for Rasheeda and Kirk Frost. Their legacy, their kid, and their family were all at stake. To shield him from a system that far too frequently fails young black men, particularly those associated with fame, they had to fight tooth and nail. Even while the court's ruling provided some respite, the harm caused by the previous few months couldn't be completely undone. In the background, friends of the family described how Kirk Frost Jr. was startled but determined by the case's weight. According to reports, he talked candidly about how the experience showed him who really supported him and who was simply there when things were going well. Insiders claim that he now intends to utilize his position to advocate for criminal justice reform and the hardships that young men like him endure when they are subjected to unjust judgment based solely on their history or name. The elephant in the room, however, must not be overlooked. The matter went beyond the law. It had to do with image, reputation, and the harsh realities of the entertainment business. Every mistake is exaggerated, every headline is twisted, and every rumor spreads like wildfire because I am the child of two reality TV veterans, Rasheeda and Kirk. On social media, Some admirers jumped to his defense, accusing him of reckless behavior and living off his parents even when he was innocent. The scars from that digital trial by fire are permanent. In a startling turn of events, however, the same internet that once he is currently enjoying his freedom after being ridiculed. His pages are overflowing with love and support from fans who are urging him to make this suffering into a stirring tale of recovery. Trending hashtags were hashtag #FroStrong and hashtag #JusticeForkJRB, following the charge's dismissal, demonstrating how swiftly public perception may change as the facts are revealed. Rasheeda has been more vocal than ever in the meanwhile. Known for her cool attitude toward hip-hop and love, she fought back tears as she went live on Instagram following the court's ruling. Praise God, attorneys, and supporters for keeping her kids safe. She also didn't mince words while speaking to detractors. Don't ever come for my child, no matter what you say about me, my marriage, or our program. For a period, many of her admirers commended her for standing up like a great mother and refused to let anyone bring her family down because of that unadulterated emotion. Conversely, Kirk Frost had a more subdued yet firm role. Renowned for being the more a contentious figure in their relationship, he shocked many by maintaining composure, objectivity, and a focus on his son's welfare. He was the one who reminded everyone to remain patient and let the facts speak for themselves, according to those close to the family. For once, his reputation as frequently the role of a protective father battling behind the scenes to clear his son's name took the